This video will detail the installation of the Kentrol backside license plate mount for the 2010 to 2017 JK Wrangler, part number 80703. Step 1. Remove your spare tire and carrier. If your spare tire is still mounted, remove it by unbolting the nuts that hold it to the carrier. Open your tailgate and remove the black plastic louver by prying the left side away from the Jeep. Do not pry on the right side. This side has small plastic tabs that are easy to break. Reach inside the space behind the louver you just removed and unhook the brake light connector by pressing the lock tab down with your thumb and pulling down. Pull the third brake light wire harness through the tailgate by pushing the grommet out from the inside of the tailgate while gently pulling the harness from the outside. Proceed with unbolting and carefully remove the spare tire carrier. Keep your OEM hardware. These bolts will be used for your new mount. Step 2. Remove the interior panels for wiring. On the inside of the tailgate, remove the long plastic cover to expose the factory wire harness. Pull the plastic cover from the bottom to avoid breaking the small tabs on top of the cover. To power your license plate light, you will need to remove the plastic panel covering the rear right side of the Jeep. This will give you access to run the wire to the passenger side taillight. Using a T30 Torx, remove the bolts from the floor of the Jeep that hold the rear plastic panel in place. Lift your carpet and trunk cover up and away to gain access to the edge of this plastic panel. This large plastic piece can be pried away from the Jeep body by pulling the edge of the panel nearest where the tailgate wire harness enters. Do not pull this piece away from the Jeep roll bar. This main piece is bolted in place on the front side of the roll bar. Carefully pry this small plastic cover, the cover for the seatbelt, and the main plastic panel apart. Once the small plastic piece has been removed, you can gain access to the 10mm nut that holds the main plastic panel in place. It is easiest to access this bolt from the back seat of the Jeep. Once the nut is removed, you can remove the entire panel. Step 3. Remove passenger taillight. Your OEM taillights are held in place by the two inner screws only. Remove the two screws with a screwdriver and remove the light housing. Remove the light harness by pressing the lock tab down and pulling the connector apart. Set your taillight aside for reinstallation later. Step 4. Install your backside license plate mount. The back plate is directional. If the bolts do not line up, flip the panel over. Install the backside plate using the OEM hardware. Ensure this side up is in the upward position. Install the bottom two bolts and upper right bolt first. The other holes will be used to hold the license plate mount and to route the wiring. Install the plastic pass-through grommet in the upper left bolt hole. This will be used to route the LED wiring through the tailgate. Bolt your license plate to the license plate mount using a 10mm socket and 4mm hex key. Bolt your license plate mount to the Jeep. You will have one extra OEM bolt as the wiring will be run through the 8th bolt hole location. Run the LED wiring through the plastic pass-through grommet. Using your index finger, fish the wiring from inside the tailgate through the hole shown here. Step 5. Wire the brake light. Strip back the sleeving on both wires. It is recommended to strip back approximately 3/4 inch of wire and fold it over before inserting into the butt splice. This will give more wire to crimp to. On the factory harness running across the tailgate, locate the white wire with a gray stripe. Cut this wire, strip it back on either side, and install the red wire for the brake light LED. Double check you have the brake light LED and not the license plate light before crimping. Repeat this step with the dark gray or black wire for the brake light LED. Step 6. License plate light wiring. Strip the supplied 2 conductor wire as before. Route the supplied wire along the factory harness into the Jeep. Find the rubber body grommet inside the rear corner near the gray connector. Push this grommet through the body and into the area behind the taillight previously removed. Remove the tape around the end of the rubber grommet to make room to run the supplied wire through the grommet. Run the supplied wire with the OEM harness through the rubber grommet. Pull the wire out until you have room to strip the wire to crimp into the taillight harness. Pull the taillight harness wire from the split loom. Locate the white wire with the purple stripe. This is where the red wire from the supplied wire will connect. Prep the supplied wire by stripping it as before. Using the supplied butt splice, cut and connect the wires. Prep the black wire of the supplied wire. This will connect to the black OEM wire. Cut and splice in this wire using the supplied butt splice. Verify all connections are tight and the wire does not pull out. Reinsert the factory wire into the split loom. Using electrical tape, wrap the new wire to the OEM wire and secure it. Step 7. Stop and test. Before reinstalling the interior panels and taillight, it is recommended to check that the LEDs work properly. Turn on the Jeep's running lights and make sure the license plate light functions correctly. Apply the brake and ensure the brake light functions correctly. You may need a second person to help you with this. Step 8. Clean up. Reinstall the taillight in the reverse order of disassembly. Now reinstall the interior body panels in the reverse order that they came out. Remember to install the 10mm nut near the roll bar. Secure the new wiring to the OEM harness on the tailgate using electrical tape or zip ties. Reinstall the plastic panels on the tailgate. Step 9. Grommets. Remove the spare tire rubber stoppers by gently pulling and twisting at the same time. Insert the 2 smaller grommets into the rubber stopper holes. Insert the larger grommet into the larger hole the OEM brake light harness ran through. Congratulations! You're done. Enjoy your backside license plate mount by Kentrol.